Hi everyone, I am Amy Glassett from LuLaRoe, Amy Glassett. This is actually a take two. I got almost done with my other video and I realized that my microphone wasn't recording. I'm like, what? It was recording for like half of it and then it stopped. So this is a video on things that you need to get or things that you need to do while you're in the queue. I have been in the queue. I have a little different of a situation. I have been in the queue since October 8th, so tomorrow will mark my 11th week in the queue. Usually, you're in the queue for about 6 to 8 weeks before you onboard, and then you get your inventory and you get to start up. So usually you have about 6 to 8 weeks to scramble and get all this done, and then you're up and running. I am using my tax returns and a combination of tax returns and my student loans that will come in February for my startup costs. So I'm going to be in the queue for a little bit longer. I will be onboarding February 17th, and my launch is going to be that first week of March. I'll be doing an open house March 1st, Periscope launch 2nd and 3rd, and a Facebook album sell March 4th. So that's the plan. That's my plan. So what do you need to do when you get into the queue? There's so much to do. You need to set up a business page with Facebook, and you need to set up a group page. Your group page would be closed, so not you have to approve people to get in, and your business page, it's open to anyone to see and they can like it. You can do advertising, you can post things, and so people can come and find you and then know that you have a VIP page to join, because there's a button saying shop with me, and they'll click the shop with me button and it'll guide them to your closed VIP page, and you approve them and then they're in your group. So you need to get those two pages up and running, and if you are onboarding between 6 to 8 weeks, you should start like yesterday and really build up the anticipation of getting your inventory and stuff like that. So you can do different giveaways. You can get a mannequin and play, name my mannequin, and do things like that. So really, really amp it up. Another thing you need to do is open up a separate banking account. I was able to do that today. I was so excited I was able to do that today finally. So open up another bank account, because you don't want your personal account and your LuLaRoe account to mingle. Like, that's not good, especially tax return, like tax time. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Another thing you need to do is create a Google Doc. A Google Doc is what your customers will fill out after they're done shopping, if they're shopping with you online. And so you need to figure out what do you want in your Google Doc? Do you just want the basic information and be done with it? Or do you want on there a section saying, hey, do you want to host a pop-up? You can even have it be, I want an in-home pop-up, an online pop-up. You can ask them if they're interested in learning more about the opportunity of selling LuLaRoe. You can ask if they need an alibi for the purchase to make it look like they actually won it, so that they're not in the doghouse with their husbands. I mean, you can look at tons of different Google Docs and find out what you want in yours. So you need to get a Google Doc made, and they're not that hard. I will actually eventually have a tutorial on my YouTube channel explaining how to make a Google Doc. Okay, so don't worry, it's not hard. You need a way to track your inventory or your giveaways. You need some kind of organization. You can create your own spreadsheet if you're good at stuff like that. I am not good at that, like creating my own with the formulas and stuff like that. And so if you're interested, there is one called Easy Peasy Spreadsheets. There's other ones too, but I am going to be getting Easy Peasy Spreadsheets, and you can get it on Etsy, and it's chock full of different information that you can fill in. You can track the orders that you've made, you can track your inventory, you can figure out what kind of pop-ups are working best for you, you can figure out what items are selling best for you, you can track Lula Cash that you give away, or gift certificates, or you can track your hostess rewards and those kind of things. You can track inventory that you keep for yourself. I mean, you can track everything you can think of on this thing. I think it's around $50 but I've heard it is well worth the $50. You're going to need a way to ship your items to people if you're selling online. So you'll need poly mailers, you'll need the flat rate boxes and envelopes from the post office, and those are free. The poly mailers are not, but the other ones are. You're going to need a way to print labels, whether that's a printer and you just keep refilling your ink, or you get a thermal printer like the Dymo 4XL. You're going to need something like that. You're going to need a subscription to a shipping, something to buy your stamps. You can go through the post office and do that, but that will be more expensive. So I recommend getting either Shipping Easy or stamps.com. There might be another one. I know those are the two I hear a lot about. I will be using Shipping Easy because that's what my sponsor uses. And that is what I recommend doing. Use what your sponsor uses. So if your sponsor uses Shipping Easy or stamps.com, use what they do. Because they usually can give you a code to get a month free. And then they can teach you how to use it because they know how to use it. They've been using it, so they'll be able to better walk you through that process. So use what your sponsor is using when it comes to that. What else? You need racks. I've heard that maybe 2 to 3 racks when you're first starting off will work. You'll need to get more as you build your inventory, but to start off, I've heard 2 to 3 racks should be okay. If you want to go safe, you can go 4 racks. I am planning on getting the racks from Lula Supply, LuLaRoeSupply.com. They're these beautiful rose gold. I know, I extra sometimes. There's these beautiful rose gold racks, and they're the double racks. And so if I get 2 of them, and they're $80 each, I believe, then I'll technically have 4 racks. I'm going to get those. You need hangers. And I've heard the velvet hangers are the best way to go because they're non-slip. And you can get those at Costco. You can get those on Amazon. You can get those at LuLaRoeSupply.com. They have like the LuLaRoe brand on them. If you're doing parties like in home, you need a way to transport your clothes. And so I've heard the IKEA Freka bags are awesome. I'm looking into the LuLaRoeSupply.com. Just go there and look at everything. They have pink bags that are like the IKEA Freka bags, only they're bigger, and you can actually like label them with what's in the bag. And so I'm planning on getting those. You need space in your house to do this. When I first joined the queue, I was planning on using an entire room as my Lula room, and it was going to be awesome. But my son, who is high-functioning autistic, he was sharing a room with his 2 brothers. We had all 3 boys in one room, and we realized it just was not working anymore. And so he now has his mattress in my Lula room, and so him and I are going to share a space. And every night I'm pretty much just going to store my clothes in there during the day, and then at night I'm going to pull them out so I can work. And so that's what I'm planning on doing. But you need the space. You need to figure out some kind of space for it. You need business cards, thank you cards, care cards. You can usually put your thank you card in your care instructions, and the same thing. You need to come up with policies and procedures for your shop. What is your return policy? What is your damage policy? All those different things. What are your policies with that? How long do they have after they get their invoice to pay? You need to set those rules and those boundaries. How can they get a hold of you? Can they PM you on Facebook? Or do they need to email you? Are you going to be giving out your phone number to all these people? You need to come up with those things and stick to it. I have seen so many consultants having issues with people not paying them because they don't stick to their policies of how long they have to pay. And so people have learned that they can take advantage. So you need to stick to it. There's a fine line of being generous and being walked on. And so you need to figure out where that space is for you. And it's different for everybody. And come up with that and stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. What else do you need? There's so many things. I'm sure as soon as I get off, I will realize so much more what I need to do and stuff. There's so much information. I have not purchased like anything yet. Like I said, I'm waiting for my tax returns and stuff, and then I'm really like, it's gonna be like a shopping spree for me. It's gonna be crazy. But in February, after I do get all those kind of supplies, I am planning on making another video saying, okay, this is how much the racks cost me, and here's the link to them. Here's how much the hangers cost me. Here's the link to them. This is the business card I used. You can use templates from LuLaRoe or you can go to Etsy. But if you go to Etsy, make sure, let me get close and personal with you guys, make sure that they are LuLaRoe approved, that they are home office approved. Because if you're passing things out that aren't home office approved and you get caught, you can get into trouble. So make sure they're home office approved. And so if you don't want to deal with that, don't want to deal with Etsy, totally understandable. Go to LuLaRoe Customs and you can just buy your thank you cards and your business cards from them, or you can go to the assets and you can download the templates and get them from Vistaprint. So it's up to you. You don't have to buy the template. You can just use what's on the assets. Another thing you should be doing really quick, if you are in the queue, and go to Fashion Fundamentals and start watching all those videos and just learn. Learn it all. Be on the Q Club calls. They are every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I think they're 2 p.m. Be on them. Learn. Grow. Just be on Learn It All. Just go to any meetings that you can and just grow from people, observe people, and see what you feel comfortable doing. This is a longer video. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more updates, but I think that's all I'm going to talk about tonight, about things that you should be doing while you're in the queue. If you guys feel like I've left something out, because I probably did, feel free to leave it down below in the comment section so that people can see more things that they should be doing when they're in the queue. And don't be overwhelmed. I know I gave you a lot of stuff to do, but don't be overwhelmed feeling like you need to get it all done right away. Space it out, make lists, and you'll be fine. You honestly will be fine. So have a wonderful Christmas, everyone. If you're watching this around Christmas time, because today is actually December 23rd, 2016. So if you're watching this right now, have a wonderful Christmas. If you're watching it after Christmas, I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.